Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing my first ever ZD Toys action figure review. This is the Deadpool and Wolverine movies. Wolverine! I gotta give a big shout out to Frecky. He's the one who pushed me to get this, and I picked it up, and so far, what I've seen online looks pretty sweet. The packaging is actually really cool too. And the price point's not bad either. These are 1/10 scale, so these are going to be closer to like Marvel Select size figures. You can see it's got an embossed logo right here where you can feel it say Deadpool Wolverine. We have saran wrap all the way around it right here. It says Deadpool Wolverine. You can see a whole bunch of product shots over there on the back. Looking really cool. The barcode thing right there, nothing at the bottom. And there has the title on the side, and this side right over here too. So I'm excited to open this. I like the little drawings of Deadpool right here on the cover too. That's pretty sweet. And there's some on the back too. So a lot of nice stuff going on with this. I can't wait to see this thing out of the box. I like how shiny it is too. And if you're trying to get your Marvel figures, you can do so.
What big? Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And here's Wolverine out of the packaging. And this figure has some cool things going on over here, but it is a very cheap figure. You have to remember, man, I paid $25 to get two figures. And you know, whenever you have an experience like where you think you're getting a hell of a deal, chances are it's bullshit. So I was supposed to get two figures, just got one. This figure broke on me pretty fast, and the articulation is rough, but the aesthetics are actually fairly impressive, which I am surprised about that. So there are cool things to look at over here for sure, but for the most part, this thing is very cheap. But again, there's cool stuff to look at. Anyway, let's get a closer look at the accessories, and then we'll get a closer look at the figure. 4 sets of interchangeable hands, and a pretty nice looking stand over here, which I like. It has a cool Deadpool and Wolverine logo right here, so I think that's dope. And I like the articulation on this. You could twist right here, hinge this way, hinge that way, rotate right here, hinge up and down right there, and over here. And then you have a spring-loaded clamp right over there. So that's pretty neat. It's a pretty good stand. I do like it. As far as the hands go, they do look a little on the cheap side when it comes to the silver paint, just because it's a bit runny, you know? And the sculpt of it's actually pretty nice. I think the sculpt of this figure is probably the highlight for me. I really like the sculpt of the figure a lot. You have grabby hands over here. You have a set of relaxed hands, which these actually look pretty good. I like these. Then you have the claws, which, oh god, these claws, look how rough that looks. It's like they're cast iron claws right here. It's just the paint. And these did come out a bit warped, so I recommend holding them upside down, heating them up, and then cooling them down with the hair dryer shortly after to get them as straight as you can. Here's the before, here's the after, and even afterwards they're not totally perfect, but still they do look a lot better. I don't mind these claws, they're alright. It's just, are they flat? Yeah, they're just completely flat at the bottom over here. That's kind of weird. These are not the best claws, but they're still okay. So without looking up any reference images at this very moment, I think this head sculpt looks really good. Now I'm going to try to pull up a reference image, and I'll leave an annotation if I feel the same way or not. But yeah, I like the head sculpt over here. It has this nice basketball texturing right here to the suit. You can see the lines sculpted in right here on the mask. The face looks Hugh Jackman enough to me. The whited out eyes, I'm so glad they made that choice. The lines do not match right over here on this seam. That irritates me. You have some added lines right here on the back, which I'm not familiar with or remember seeing, but doesn't make the figure look bad to me. And yeah, it's a very bright yellow colored suit. It does need a wash over it. It does need some bullet holes and some battle damage. It is super clean looking. Silver looks okay. You can see the yellow's a little bit sloppy. You know, the way it's applied over here. These shoulder pads popped off on me, both of them. I had to use a hot glue gun to put them back on. I do like that their butterfly joints have texturing in there, so that's pretty neat. The back of it looks pretty good. You know, some of these screws and bolts holding the suit together look pretty nice. There's a Hugh Jackman butt. There's the claw, or the arms. Claws. I was looking at claws, but yeah, there's the arms. Some nice wrinkles and everything. Yeah, the arms look a little on the thin side. Not too bad, though. I do like the wrinkles sculpted in there. But yeah, it just needs some variation. This got scuffed fairly quickly. I'll talk about articulation very soon. Did he have an X on the belt? I just don't remember the X being there, but it would make sense that he would have that there because he talked about how Scott wanted him wearing the suit all the time. Get a little bit of blue smudgage over here. You know, the articulation gets gappy. You can feel the cheapness of the figure, right? When you see those elbows bend like that, you know, it's just not very clean. But it's sufficient in a lot of ways, you know? At this point in time, not having any official Deadpool Wolverine figures in hand, it's kind of nice to have this. No treads at the bottom of the feet, of course. You know, you pay bullshit money, you get bullshit, but no real pegs or anything, but you get some holes at the bottom of the feet for some reason. And yeah. Oh, and some scuffage right here I need to mention too. So from articulating the waist joint right there, I've scuffed up the blues. I got the blues for the blues. So the articulation on this figure is good on paper. It's like they designed the articulation in good faith, and then nobody tested it out to see if it was actually going to be a dope experience or not playing with the figure. Feels like round one design, and nobody went through it for a round two to touch things up or anything. So you have a neck joint and a head joint, so I think those are both on balls right there. He could look up that far. You can't get the head tilting up more than that at all. It could look down, you get side-to-side motion, head pivoting right there. You do have butterfly joints that move forward. They don't go back at all. And they don't shift up and down. They just move forward, which is actually pretty far. And then you get shoulders that move outward at 90 degrees. And then you can move them in pretty well. And you could only move the arms forward that far until you start popping off these shoulder pads. So once you get past that, it'll fly off. And it can move back a little bit further. Okay, thanks. And then you get a bicep swivel or a shoulder swivel right there. But bicep swivel is what we call it. And then you get pinless double jointed elbows. And then you have ball joints at the wrists, which wiggle around and move up and down a little bit. And they, you know what? They are fairly easy to interchange. I do appreciate that. The diaphragm cut right here is fairly stiff. You could turn it side to side a bit. It moves and pivots, moves forward and back. Waist joint, more stiff, and it pops off frequently for me, held together with ball joints. So with both joints, you could crunch forward just that much. I can move back that much, pivots that much altogether, so not too awful there. You do have drop-down hips. Again, it's like a lot of this stuff on paper looks really good, but then, you know, you can get the hips moving outward. For a figure having drop-down hips, that's pretty weak. And then you can get them kicking only forward that much, which, again, for a figure having drop-down hips, that's hella weak. So it's like they needed to do something about cleaning this hip section up. You have upper thigh cuts buried in there that just wiggle that much. You have the double-jointed knees. And then the ankles, man, they're on this ball joint, but it's hindered by the cuff right there of the boot. So you can turn it side to side. It'll not move down. It'll barely move up. It barely has ankle pivot. And then, yay, it has toe articulation. Trying to measure out this ZD Toys Wolverine, you can see that it is standing at around 7.25 inches tall. And for a Wolverine comparison, we have my only other 7-inch scale Hugh Jackman figure, the Diamond Select Toys Marvel Select. Was this the Wolverine Origins? I think this is the Wolverine Origins Wolverine, which was also in the Deadpool movie. I think he had gotten Spike through him in, I think, the first Deadpool movie or the second one. Anyway, I wanted to see a head swap over here. Let's go ahead and check it out. There goes a shoulder pad. Okay, so that's not going to stay on there at all, and you could rest that on there. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. Oh, the head looks a little small. Shoulder pad came off. Damn it. And here's the ZD Toys Wolverine next to my Marvel Legends Astonishing Wolverine with the Hugh Jackman head sculpt on there. And I wanted to see head swap again right over here. Oh, this Wolverine head's not going to fit on there, but that actually kind of looks cool. A little on the hunchy side, right? I don't know. I kind of like that. Kind of fits in pretty well. Doesn't look too shabby. I don't know. Kind of dig. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Then here's the Wolverine figure next to my Marvel Legends Legacy Deadpool figure. And yeah, wish it all you want. This Wolverine is not going to fit into a Marvel Legends display. And then here's Wolverine next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Whoa, 2 in 1 weekend like this, huh? All right, fastball special. Get out of here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did and you want to support this content, you could simply use your thumb to hit that like button. And if you want to go the extra mile and hit that subscribe button with your thumb, well, you could do that as well. I sincerely appreciate it. Is this figure awesome? Not really, dude. No. I mean, god damn it, for the cheap price of $12.50, I guess, plus shipping and tax, I guess, it's not bad at all. It's actually a pretty good deal. But it's not good. It's just extremely cheap. And I didn't even get both of the figures I was supposed to get. I'm still pissed off about that. I mean, that's next level frustration right there. Just getting half of your order, right? Literally half. Figure itself, again, it looks pretty good. The articulation works on paper, but you have to, I mean, those shoulder joints, it's just awful. And I gotta say, you know, and the color on the hands, the yellow doesn't really match. It's really light. And I just appreciate some of the other companies that just put a lot more effort into their work. That when I look at this thing, I'm like, damn, I'm grateful for all the companies, you know, but not one in particular, but just the ones that, you know, pay attention to the QC issues, just have all those little details dialed down so that I can play with my figure without worrying about things snapping off or coming apart or paint getting torn and all that. So I just really appreciate that. What, at the price point around $25? Ugh. I'm gonna give this figure a SUD rating of pass. Just wait till you get your Marvel Legends. Wait till Marvel Select makes one of these. I'm sure they're gonna make a Wolverine figure too, right? So, yeah, I don't recommend it. It was fun to talk about it in a video. If you're a reviewer and you want to talk about it, then maybe I'll change my attitude for you. You know what I mean? It may be worth posting a video talking about it. Want to know what you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. If you want to see the latest in action figure news and Marvel news, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. If you want to stay in touch with me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, whatnot, and on Ricari. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
I can't wait to get to it, and I can't wait to get to it. I can't wait to see this out. I can't wait to see this out of the box. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.